Odor.
I think that you
Such a bad odor around here.
Hey, Ramsey. Order in the court. We are about to begin episode 34.
That's something someone would say if someone farted in court. And they're like, odor in the court. Odor,
This is the
odor.
joke we're making today. Like, for Kenyan pronouncers, probably don't know anything.
Odor. Where? I can smell it too. Who did it?
Or someone
Who done it?
ordering an odor. Like, order up.
That's when you order perfume.
Now or fart. Perfume is not an odor. Perfume is not an odor.
I'm
It's a
ordering
fragrance.
odors.
Perfume is a fragrance.
Oh yeah, odor has like a negative connotation to it, right? Are we rolling?
Yes, we are. Rolling like a teenage girl. Welcome to the show, Mr. Reina.
Sentiment.
Karibu sana.
So wait, we didn't even introduce ourselves.
I mean, you know this is ThinkShack,
This
right?
is episode 34.
That's why you clicked on the video, because you know this is ThinkShack.
I think it's worth mentioning that we've done 33 episodes so far. This is our 34th.
And we're doing it in the end.
Yes. So, so this is episode 34, and as
Yeah,
usual,
it's a joke
I'm
from
Ramsey,
I'm Jean.
and this is our guest for today, Reina, who is a very good friend of mine.
This has come at a very opportune time because it happens to be raining outside.
Yes,
And that's one thing Reina will be doing a lot of. He likes dad jokes and puns and things like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really funny episode.
So get ready to cringe or laugh or both at the same time. I mean, cringing is a form of laughing, isn't it?
Yeah. And just to give some context, Reina is a director, a producer, a scriptwriter, and an actor. He's acted extensively in theater as well as in film. He actually used to be in
What is it? He can tell us a bit about himself.
Yeah, it was like I need to mention his accolades before he dives into it. It's like there's this long running series. The one about high schoolers, what was it called? Tahiti High. Reina was actually in that series.
Was it?
quite a
Wait,
while.
you were acting or you were directing?
He was acting.
I was acting.
Wait, who were you in the show? What's your name?
I was a student by the name Jabali.
Jabali.
Yeah, I was a
Yeah,
student.
I used to watch that show, but I don't remember Jabali. I don't remember most of it. I don't remember Emotion, the other guy with the big ears.
Testing.
1, 2, 3.
Check AIDS.
What
Check
HIV?
AIDS.
That was a nice little nursery
Yeah.
rhyme that came up. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Check AIDS.
HIV.
HIV.
Coming to a school near you.
A campus near you.
Yeah.
Grab your condoms.
Go to Kwetu.
It's a fucking invasion.
Make sure you use those condoms. the invasion of the STDs.
Yeah. I feel like
yeah.
Cher really passed up the opportunity to make a lot of really nice ads.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, because there's so many ways you can use that word in an ad. Like, be sure of yourself, or do you have a condom? Sure.
I mean, I don't think that's the most creative thing.
I mean, I'm thinking on the fly here.
I know. I'm also trying to think of it. I know. It's like that episode. That was behind the scenes. The one we had.
But you see, I mean, as you're doing everything else, your safety is always guaranteed, yeah, because utakuwa salama throughout.
That would be a good ad for the Salama condoms.
Wait, the Salama condoms?
Of course. They're Tanzanian, actually.
They always have these weird, like, trust. If you trusted it, why would you wear a condom?
I think it's about
Trust. It's about family.
it's about instigating trust or inspiring. It's like if you know, like the same concept like works like if you have like two people engaging in business, and then you have like one person, like, you know, like the concept of an escrow service.
It's a funny business. Engagement is a funny business.
Or like I'm thinking of like an escrow service, you know, like one person, you pay the escrow, and then when the seller has verified, like the buyer's verified, because the escrow releases the funds to sell. It's to create trust. So there's the same role a condom plays, like, because I can't trust this girl that I just met. So the condom is to create trust, because now I trust I'm not going to get whatever the hell you might have.
I don't know.
Far-fetched?
No. Yeah, I think so, probably. What do you think, Reina? I almost called him Mandu, because that's his other name. And before the show started, people were calling him like different names. I was like, which
viewers might know we had another guest by the name Mandy.
Who happens to be here behind the scenes, actually. Does he want to
literally
show himself?
behind.
It's actually behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Wait, it's in front of the scene, because this is the scene.
Okay. This is that shit. But yeah, so like this is Rainer Arnold Mandu, director extraordinaire, producer extraordinaire. He actually runs his own theater outfit. It's called Igiza Arts. And at some point we will plug in the link. They do a lot of really nice plays. And then he's also an actor and a scriptwriter. He's written quite a few great scripts. So with that said, I will let him tell us a little more about what he does. So, Rainer, tell us what your life is like, what your work is like, what you do on the daily. What's it like to live a day in the life of Rainer?
Well, like all has been said, man. Thanks, Ramsey, for capturing my biography quite well.
His vanilla essence.
So, I'm Rainer. Simply that. I am a producer, writer, director, and an actor, the way Ramsey has put it correctly. So I work for Igiza Arts Production.
He doesn't work for Igiza. Igiza works for him.
No, I was going to finish Ramsey. I was going to say, and Igiza works for me as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So both of us work for Igiza.
You're gizing each other.
You work for each other.
It's hard to, we work for each other.
Igiza is derived from the Swahili term meaning to imitate, right? Which is like the basis of acting.
Yeah,
acting is kuigiza.
So my average day looks like just waking up and asking yourself.
Sounds familiar.
No shit, Sherlock.
Like so for today, what are we going to do for Igiza? Are we writing a script? Are we directing a script? Are we producing a script? Or are we taking part in acting in a script? Basically just it. So depending on the timing.
So wait, even you go through that as the person who creates the script? Or sometimes you practice other scripts from different shows?
Well, if I'm not writing, then
you're performing.
That is taking away from me. So most of the time I'd be writing, but nowadays I am taking that away from me.
You're more into the producing
aspect
of it.
Because producing comes with less burden. Because now somebody else is writing, somebody else is directing, and I'm only producing, because producing is simply putting all the elements together. So
it's just fronting the money.
So
as a producer, all you have to do is make the money.
No.
Here's the money.
As a producer, you just have to make sure that the mathematics being done makes sense at the end of the day.
Tell us about that. How exactly does the industry work? Who are the players and the actors in the acting industry in Kenya?
Yeah, that's a good one. Because I would love for us to segue from that to the struggles of being an actor.
Yeah, because most people don't know the dynamics. They don't know where the money comes from to begin with, how it gets distributed and things like that, how our shows even marketed.
Actually, you know what? Walk us through the entire production process. From the conception to the marketing to when you stage a show to when you're counting your millions at the end of the last show.
I will. So the first stage in the pre-production process is conceptualizing, coming up with the story and the concept. And this involves so many things, including storyboarding and...
Well, tell the audience what storyboarding is. We know what it is, but then...
It's like waterboarding, but now you're being drowned by a story.
So storyboarding is basically putting your story on a board, literally.
It's basically like a comic. You see the way the comics are drawn. You say this is the first scene, second scene. It's the simplified version of what's going to play out. It's like
blocks.
Yeah, it's like breaking down your story.
Minecraft, but for plays.
Storyboarding is
foreplay.
Simply breaking down whatever you're going to do in terms of bits and scenes and blocks, like Ramsey put it.
That's foreplay.
So if it's a play, if it's a series, you can break it down into as many parts as possible for simplicity. So that's the very first step of conceptualizing.
Right.
And then the second step is definitely writing.
So the storyboarding is to help you get your ideas in order, things like the plot, the sequence of events, and then from there now you just flesh it out with the writing.
I always thought that the writing came before the conceptualizing, because I thought the conceptualizing was just making it visual.
No, storyboarding is the first step of everything.
Interesting.
Because if you miss storyboarding, it means you're not going to be writing anything.
Actually, I think it makes sense because conceptualization isn't about the visualization. It's about coming up with an idea. Like, I might come up with an idea where I want to have the story of a macho man who used to be like a super athlete, went to the gym, and
Mike
then...
Sonko.
But his real dream was to be a salonist, and he's really good at making hair. And it's like him chasing his dream, you know? And then that's just a concept. But for me to actually make an actual story, I have to storyboard it to come up with the plot of events, you know, like the climax in the beginning, the climax, the resolution. And then now comes the writing. I think that would be the proper order, right?
So what comes after the writing?
No, with the writing now, you're simply just... expounding on the storyboard because you've already broken it down. Scene 1 is going to look like this, scene 2, scene 3, scene 4, scene 5. So now you start writing.
I know what step comes next. The drinking.
Nope.
Because you're like, wow, I've worked so hard today. I really deserve to take a break.
And you know what you can drink while you're storyboarding?
That was really... I hate when you do this, but that was really smooth.
You can drink Tusker Demo. This is a new flavor. I've tried it. Let me know.
Also, it's a bit too early because Mandy didn't finish the whole process
No,
for
I mean,
production.
No, I was cute, actually. I was cute. Right in the ass.
Well, they're going to queue,
Yeah, that was cute. So, we'll still segue with Mandy as well. So. Guys, this is ThinkShack. So, enjoy seeing our thought process as we work.
Tusker Demo. Jinx.
You owe me a Tusker Demo.
Well,
it has the Kenyan bracelet on the what's it called on the branding. This is interesting because it's become like a Kenyan symbol, the Kenyan bracelet. Even if you go to OnlyFans and then you see that, you're like,
where's the Kenyan bracelet?
You don't see it down here, and even has weight. I really pay attention
I've
to
seen
branding,
this. Like even foreigners love to wear this.
And did you notice the way? Like Kenyan colloquialisms and culture code.
Living at the rate
Have a look
of
at this. I don't know if you got a
50
chance to look at
ways
it.
per minute or something. You can have your Tusker.
This is really interesting.
Right now.
So it's 4.2% ABV.
How new is this, by the way? When did it come out?
It seems quite new because I only found out about it this week, or at least it's new to Oaks and Corks. And this is one of those things you will never find out unless you buy it online. Because funny thing is when you buy stuff from the bar, you're used to buying your regular. You never change most of the time.
Yeah.
Like,
so you never really explore.
Nipatie Heineken beer. You know, why does it have to be an old angry man? But you know, guys who drink beer. Like myself.
For some weird reason, have temper.
So how you discover this?
Control.
Unless you buy from online.
Yeah, or you go to a liquor supermarket.
Is there such a thing?
Yeah, actually today around Thika Road, I saw a sign for the first liquor supermarket in the country. But then I've seen quite a few.
Hub for all alcoholics.
Yeah, like I've seen actually quite a few liquor supermarkets. You know, like these really big liquor superstores, and they have aisles with the alcohols of different types. You can literally walk around the aisles. It's actually pretty common. In fact, one could argue that where we bought these Oaks and Corks is an online...
Corks, not Cocks. Corks.
Corks, yeah. It's an online liquor supermarket. It's like, what's a supermarket? It's just like a really big shop with a lot more variety than your average shop,
let's critique it a bit. I feel like they've gone in too deep with the branding. I mean, Tusker is already a Kenyan symbol, so why would you have to put the Kenyan flag on it? This looks kind of fruity.
Maybe it's to sell because they're celebrating 100 years of Kenya. Because the EABL, I believe, or Tusker the drink is 100 years old. That would mean that the first Tusker came out in like 1923.
And just to recap, guys, we did this in the Beer Shack. I think Tusker.
I think it's maybe 1921.
1921.
They celebrated 100 years in 2021.
Oh yeah, probably.
So this is from 1921. I stand corrected.
So the Tusker is called Tusker. I don't know if you know this, Reina, but then because the owner was killed by an elephant.
The owner was a white guy. Back then, EABL I think had a different name. But, you know, EABL is like from colonial times.
It's recent,
No, it's not recent. It's really old. It's
ASMR, guys.
Right from the colonial times. So he was poaching. You know, poaching was okay then. I don't even think poaching was a crime because they used to do trophy hunting. But like one of the elephants he was hunting killed him, and so they commemorated it by having an elephant on the put it near the mic.
Yeah, put it in ASMR.
Easy.
So they commemorated it by putting the elephant that killed him on the logo for Tusker.
I think it's akin to Christians wearing crosses to commemorate the death of Christ.
Which is pretty morbid if you think about it. Think about like the guy that founded. And then he gets killed.
Like,
and then instead of commemorating the guy, you put the logo of the thing that killed him.
It's like your mother being murdered with a hammer, and then you start wearing around a hammer all the time. It sounds a bit.
So inamaanisha umse hakuna time angeipewa kitu ya kufanya, you know.
Kukanyaga tu ndio ilimsaidia.
No, like you could never give him any tasks, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
He wasn't a
As
consummate
far as
tasker.
the drink itself, I would say it's a definite way. It's quite nice.
I'm gonna correct you on that because the pronunciation would make the difference.
Mm.
Tusk versus task.
Or task.
Or task. You know. If you please.
Yeah, task is different. So guys, have a taste of the Ndimo. Put the 100 years into your mouth.
FYI, this isn't a cider, it's a lager.
Isn't it? That's great.
You can feel it in the taste. It's
I thought it
lemon
was
flavored lager.
That's nice. That's different.
It's not a cider.
No one else does lemon.
Did you notice when you taste it? It tastes like a lager.
It tastes like a lager. That's why I thought it tastes quite good. I'm a beer
Yeah.
drinker, so I like it.
I was a bit apprehensive about the concept of lemon flavor. Like, lemons are bitter, but
I
this
love
tastes
lemon
way
flavored
better
stuff.
than I expected.
I think it has sugar for sure. That's a must. There's no ingredients. Why do you have to find out what's in it? Tusker. Raina, do you like drinking
Not bad
beer?
at all.
No, that's
Okay, they don't have the ingredient list. That's so weird. But then I guess because if you're not required by law or what are they called? Directives to put up things like nutrition information, then a lot of companies are just gonna go around that.
I don't think beers are subject to that rule. But then food products, for sure, you have to put the nutritional labels. So what do you normally drink while you're doing your writing? And then you can go to the next step. That you're
Oh man, what I normally drink during my writing is right ahead of me, man. It's
Nyags,
cognac,
the
man.
lord of all.
Oh yeah, we have a bit of cognac on the table as
Yeah,
well.
man.
Rainer requested it.
This is my stuff.
It's his muse.
Because, let me tell
The
you.
Lord's drink, Lord Konyagi.
Hold on.
Lognags.
Konya. I think in Luo, Konya means help. And in Luya, Ho Nya. Because Luyas are known for spoiling language, just adding ho-hos everywhere. So
They like hoes. They like their hoes.
wacha wewe.
They like hoho.
So Honya in Luya means help. And Konya in Luo means help. So Konya gi. In Luo again, Konya gi. Nisaidie in a certain way, you know? So every time I'm writing, I'm like, let me drink Konyagi.
To help you.
Konyagi writing, baba.
Some great transference of meaning right there.
yes,
Yeah, I get it.
It takes you to the mountain. Have you ever looked at the logo, seen this guy celebrating, is in ecstasy? He's like,
He's got his hands over
I'm
his
being
head.
Konyawaj.
He might also be in anguish, but
I'm being
yeah.
Konyawaj. And then
So-
you Konyawaj afterwards, actually.
So then you go through the writing, which I believe is probably the
That's
most
a good one, eh?
arduous process, part of the process. Creative.
Clearly someone has been a writer. Who says arduous? You intellectual.
Yeah, but like, because
Yeah, for
also
sure.
I've been in the acting
Ramsey
industry
was an actor, guys.
for 5 years.
This is the grand reveal we've been planning for.
I've even been a director and a scriptwriter, but I did both in one play, so I don't know if that counts as like, you know.
Did
like
you guys
a
work together
reputation.
when that was happening?
No, but have we ever acted together? We've never acted together.
No, Ramsey, but I've watched you work. And
Yeah.
God willing, next year in
We're gonna
February.
do a play. I'm
we're
gonna act
play,
in one
right?
of Raina's plays
yeah.
next year. So after the
come and see Ramsey
writing,
act.
the writing is the hardest part, right? What are some of the challenges you face, like, and how do you get through them to make sure you got like a proper script running for 2 hours is ready?
I think one of the most salient issues one would go through in writing is the fear of delivering, because most of the time you're writing, let's face it, we write not for ourselves but for others. If you're not writing for your actors, you're writing for your audience, and you see you constantly have to seek validation from either quarters. And so if the validation keeps coming, you have to listen to everyone who's speaking. Even the Neanderthal of Neanderthals has a voice when it comes to writing.
I have a question, an interesting one. But you said we write for others, but I'm thinking, I mean, it would apply to almost all writing except for like journaling. But then I thought to myself, I'm sure there's some that you write just for the sake of, you might never want to produce them, but then you just write some plays and put them on the side. Don't you have those?
No,
Like where you just go, let your hand
run
go where
wild,
it
yeah.
will, or your mind wander where it will.
No, for me, I think my mentorship, right from the get-go, was very intentional, because that's how I was nurtured. That if you're writing, this is how you have to write. You need to have your cast in mind. You need to have everything, every of your elements in mind. And to see that.
So it's more of a craft.
Yes, that puts a lot of pressure on myself.
There's a lot of order to it.
Yeah, I just don't want to write a script for the sake of doing it, so that I've written and it's been written. No, I want to write something that people are actually going to consume and remember. You know, that's the whole point of writing.
There's something I remember reading some time back. It's like, because writing is an art, and you know, it's like a lot of other art forms.
Funny enough, the three of us here have been writers for an extensive period.
I was a writer for 5 years as well. They may have intersected with the period where I was acting. Just so people don't think like, what the hell were you doing for the past 10 years?
He's old.
Yeah. No, I'm not. But yeah. So like
the way you say that with so much vivacity. I'm not. Sure you are.
But even, I mean, before Ramsey goes on, I know the podcast is ordered, but let me break some order a bit. Ramsey has been very pertinacious about wanting to
pertinent.
Come back.
He can make a point if he wants.
Come back.
This is an all-inclusive show.
Wanting to come back and do his thing. So Ramsey's pertinacity. That's why I refer to it as pertinacious.
I need to Google that word though.
It's actually pertinence.
Are you sure?
Ramsey,
Let's find out.
we're talking about two different things. There's
whoever is wrong has to take a shot of
yes. There's pertinence and there's pertinacity. So look for both.
They have different.
Ramsey, are you ready for that nyags?
No, I didn't agree to this bet.
Well, you have now.
I just decided unilaterally, man.
Pertinacity is a quality of sticking with something no matter what.
Okay, then look up pertinence.
This is gonna be a tie. This is like Manchester United versus.
I don't even know. Just look up pertinence.
Yeah, well, someone's gonna have to drink cognac.
And it's Ramsey.
I don't mind drinking cognac.
The fact of being directly related or important for the subject being considered.
Oh,
yeah, that's wrong. Yeah. Say hello to my little friend. My little Konya.
So it's the first time I'm meeting someone with a more extensive vocabulary than mine.
So as I
high five, that was nice.
Well, it's not a first time because I've known Rainer before. But
no, I mean, still. I like the way he held on to his guns. He might have been wrong.
And that is what pertinacity is, holding to your guns, you know. So I was saying Ramsey has been very pertinacious about wanting to
No, I'm good.
come back on stage. But the thing is, whenever you agree on something, Ramsey does not keep his end of the bargain, you know? And therefore, I'm very...
He's calling you out on your own show, bro.
It doesn't sound like
And therefore, I'm very excited this time round that Ramsey has actually texted me and assured me that he's going to be part of the February show. That's actually very exciting.
I might actually make a comeback for one show at least.
I mean, that's good.
On stage.
The return of Ramsey.
The return of Ramsey.
We might even invite ThinkShackers so they can come and get to see my face.
Amazing performer.
That's a lie.
Amazing performer. I've watched Ramsey on stage, I think, at least thrice. And his exit show, I graced it in 2019. And before...
Was that Necessary Madness?
Yes. And before he performed...
Oh, that's the show.
What
was the plot of Necessary Madness so people can get an idea of the thing that...
I don't know if Rainer remembers because I don't.
I do, Ramsey.
Yeah,
tell us
before the show.
Give us the plot.
Before the show, I'd meet with Ramsey. Ramsey would actually call me, Rainer, where are you? Come to the National Theatre. I'm rehearsing. After this, let's go wherever. I'd come to the National Theatre, meet Ramsey, and then we'd go to town in a funny place called Lazarus and have a beer.
Lazarus.
Yes.
We all know Lazarus.
Everybody knows Lazarus. What have you done there, though? Write down in the comments.
And so...
and what's next to Lazarus?
After that, yes, there's the other place here. Sabina.
Yeah. Joyous occasion, but go on.
I'm sorry. We're not taking you down that path.
After that, I'd actually go and watch Ramsey's show.
That's a Joy.
Very excitedly. No.
I know. I'm just fucking with you.
At the National Theatre.
Yeah.
And Ramsey would put on a very good show. And after that, Ramsey would disappear. and and COVID would come.
Maybe that was his shtick.
And Ramsey would just disappear forever.
That was his shtick. He was like, I'm going away and you will never find me again. And then he comes back. He has a flair for the dramatic.
So we have a few things here. One is, I'd love to talk about why he disappeared, because that segues into the topic of like the acting industry and the struggles. Two is you telling us about what comes after the writing and also the struggles you face through during writing now. But three, most importantly, I was making this point about how like writing is a form of art. And the thing is, like I read this thing where they say that art is the most fulfilling, but also weirdly, it gives you poverty, and not in a financial sense. Because as soon as you make a work of art, it ceases to be yours. Now it belongs to the world. And now you have to contend with them, like judging your work and making variations of it and whatnot. Like even Mandy would understand, like you make a really good dance on TikTok, it becomes a trend. People like do riffs on it and we get variation.
It becomes your ID.
An artist never owns any of his work. That's the paradox or the irony of it, despite him being the one originating it. Would you agree?
I agree. And one of the very main film directors in the industry, Nikarian Wainaina.
His name is Nikarian?
Yes.
It's a very strong name.
Like Reina.
He posted something.
Well, you guys are dramatic in your names.
He posted something the other day in Peter Kawa shared. Peter Kawa was, I think, Ramsey's fellow cast member.
He was my mentor. He was my manager for a while. And
oh, you know what? I've just thought of something.
We even used to share a stage with Aziad.
You've mentioned something that's reminded me. There's Suzanne. I think you guys have worked together.
Yeah, she's in Igiza.
She was in a Kenyan show called Pepita. I think we can probably get her to come one day. That would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, Pepita was a really nice show.
It was a really great show. If you haven't seen it, go on Showmax and check it out.
Yeah,
it's a really nice local show.
Yeah, Suzanne is a product of Igiza. Is that as well? Right. So, like, you were telling us about the writing. Yes. What are some of the struggles you face?
So, Lekarian said one thing, Ramsey, and he actually just concurred with whatever you said. He said, as an artist, before you put your work out there for people to critique, create for yourself so that it does not matter what people say about your work. What people say is secondary,
Yeah.
But you see, the problem with Kenyan artists is we put it primary, such that whatever someone says about your work is what matters.
Yeah, exactly.
So you do a dance and guys are like, man, that's some shitty work and it really gets to you. When it's not supposed to, because you created that for whatever.
Would you say
this is true of so many things even beyond art? Like we're always so conscious of what people think of our work.
I think it's because you personify your art. In a way, the art is your ID.
It's your identity. You identify with your art. So anytime someone attacks your art, no, fuck off.
Let me transition, man. We've been cute for like...
Wait. Let's just finish on that point.
You stopped my transition.
The thing about identifying with any item or thing you do...
Let me transition.
I saw where you were coming from. I'm gonna just put a break on that. We're gonna get back to it. It's like the reason why that is because...
Gender.
Anything you attach your ID to or your identity to, that becomes a vector through which you can be attacked.
Right.
If your identity is your career, then all people have to do is attack your career, and then now you have no identity. If your identity is your religion, all people have to do is make you doubt your religion.
It really is your identity, actually, yeah.
Yeah. So
because people say it's like even in what do they call it? It's like paintings. What do they call them? Like the general field. But anyways, they will say I have like a Basquiat. I'll have a Picasso or something like that. They identify the artist through their artwork.
Yeah,
it's
in a way it's like what they say, personifying.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So now you can talk about IDs.
After you ruined it. So guys, don't lose your IDs. Apparently you're gonna have to pay 2,000, but people are making it seem like it's such a huge amount of money. You drunkards spend thousands of shillings.
How very privileged of you.
How very privileged of you. But I mean, coming from 100 to 2,000, that's a huge jump.
That's literally 200%. Sorry, 2,000%.
2,000% is ridiculous.
2,000%.
Wait. Yeah, because 100% is like
100. So that's crazy. 20 times. It's 2,000%.
I feel like things are getting out of hand though. Like these people are just doing everything willy nilly. The cost of fuel 300. And did you see that feature in the newspaper that said most of these?
Sorry.
Let me just finish it. Most of these tax things are failing. They're backfiring because people are finding ways to contravene whatever the government is trying to do. People stopped using their till numbers for businesses. Stopped doing that because the tax was increased.
I saw this in my local shop. She's now like, send it to my personal number. She took the till number down.
People are not using their cars now because the fuel prices are so high.
So you see,
electric cars.
I like it the way you said. Things are getting out of hand, you know, because watu wanapoteza IDs, you know. So you see, kama ID liko kwa mkono ipotee, you know, things are getting out of hand, bro. So
I told you to expect.
But I mean, some people don't walk with their IDs in their hands. Some of them have them in their
but seriously though, honestly, you cut me off guard. Well, I'm calling it a conspiracy theory because it hasn't been confirmed.
Do you think so?
The idea is that because we're supposed to have the Maisha card, and it's supposed to be, I think, absolutely free. And it's gonna incorporate all your information, your ID, your driving license,
sounds like the Huduma number,
your NSSF, your NHIF, your birth certificate, presumably even like tokens of ownership, like your title deeds,
even your body count,
logbooks, even your body count, maybe. But so the conspiracy theory is that raising prices of government services is supposed to push Kenyans to adopt the Maisha card because it's free. So we can get like mass adoption.
Wait, do you think this is just a rebranded Huduma number? Because the Huduma number is supposed to be everything: NHIF, NSSF.
You don't have to think that. It's the fact. It's the fact of the matter. It's like.
But wait, where do they profit? Or you have to do what? You have to pay for it?
No, you don't have to pay for the Maisha card. The thing is, if everyone gets registered for the Maisha card, the government has way better tracking, consolidated tracking of every single individual, which makes it easier to follow up on things like tax.
I think that's clever. I think that's
revenue collection becomes easier. I actually think that the Maisha card is an idea that's been pushed by our lenders and donors. So like the IMF and the World Bank, because Kenya A is in a lot of debt, B needs more debt for some weird reason, despite the fact that we're raising taxes. And in order to qualify for that debt, as well as get a little more leniency on the repayment period for its existing debts, it needs to comply with the demands of these lending organizations like World Bank, IMF, and so on, and Western countries. So they're going to be like, hey, first of all, if you want us to, extend your term or reduce your interest or whatever, and as well as extend more loans to you, we need you to, first of all, raise taxes, and we need you to come up with a comprehensive system that tracks all individuals so we can get all the information just so you can be able to, have full coverage for tax collection. You get, you know everything about everyone. And so that's where the concept of the Maisha card came from. And I think it's still just a continuation, like you said, of the Huduma number, because I think the motivation for the Huduma number was the same. It was
I find strange
probably
is
a
how
push
they
from
have
the lenders.
all these pauses between, because the Huduma number was a big exercise. They were like, they were mobilizing people and everything. Now all of a sudden, everything just went quiet.
I think it was because the Huduma number was voted. It wasn't voted. Sorry, the Supreme Court pronounced it unconstitutional, and also the uptake or the adoption was it was less than satisfying. Like so many people didn't know. I didn't take a Huduma number.
Probably you'll find more people turned up for the World Coin registration than that.
And that was a scam too.
That was a big scam.
That's the same. It's the same concept. If you agree to have your biometric information taken, then this means you are revealing a lot of yourself,
your personal data,
and you will be tracked based off of this, or your data will be packaged up and sold to the highest bidder. I think it's more
likely the latter. That you'll most likely be packaged.
Well, yes, the commercial the commercial motivations for something like the World Coin, because it is by a business. But for things like the Maisha card and Huduma number, it's mostly about governance and just making sure that you have every citizen under your thumb. So if the conspiracy theory is true, then this is like a really underhanded way to
get people to adopt that.
Yeah, arm twist us into adopting this thing where we're basically giving up a lot of our privacy and our freedom in exchange for not having to pay 2,000 shillings to get your ID replaced, I mean, what do you think about that, Reina?
And what do you think about that too, guys? Let us know in the comments.
Man, I think I've listened to Ramsey speak about...
First of all, do you have your original ID in your possession?
He has a fake one.
I do, man. It's in the wallet.
Okay. I don't, but okay.
Neither do I. Lost it in Diani.
Yeah, me too. I need to replace mine. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, so I mean, whatever you speak about is, I think, the there's a driving force behind a lot that is happening, and we just don't know what the driving force is. But now that you've spoken about it, I think I might just want to buy into the story of our benevolent gods putting a lot of pressure on us.
And they're not very benevolent if that's what they're doing.
Yes, do.
I mean, we're just puppets if you think about it. Really. We're just puppets. We're just dead puppets.
Yes.
They get us in debt, get us to do whatever they want.
It's
no wonder OnlyFans is thriving. It's part of our culture. We're just the West whore. It's ingrained.
Is it thriving in Kenya though?
I'm a whore, you're a whore, we're all whores.
Yeah. I like this quote by Shelby from the series Peaky Blinders. That's a series. Like, he's talking to the love of his life. Her name is Grace. It's like, we're all whores. We just sell different parts of ourselves.
True. Very deep.
Yeah. And if you think about it, we really are all whores.
That's true.
Because if you're a wage slave, aka an employee, you're selling your time for money. You fucking whore. You know?
Hi to all the hoes out there.
Yeah. If you're an influencer
you are us and we are you.
Or like a celebrity, you're selling your fucking privacy for money.
I wonder if OnlyFans...
you're commoditizing your personality. That's literally what being a celebrity is. You're commoditizing your personality.
OnlyFans creators have a to-do list. Like, you wake up in the morning, you're like, I'm going to spread my cheeks. Then I have at 12 p.m. I have, I don't know, cucumber fest or whatever.
I don't know about that, but I know Ruto and his government definitely have a to-do list.
Why does that...
shit? They have... No, I mean, this is the same whole concept.
Okay.
Because, you know, they need money. So, like... I was actually having this discussion with someone else. And I was like, do you know, I'm willing to bet that a significant percentage of Ruto's policies and decisions are not autonomous.
I imagine.
He's got his arm twisted into doing that. I mean, yes.
And then you start bargaining. You're like, 250.
Unpopular opinion. You're not supposed to bargain.
For a prostitute?
Yeah.
You take whatever outrageous price she gives you?
It's not a necessity. It's
40,
a fucking luxury, man.
But 40,000 though?
I mean, people even pay thousands of dollars.
Right, you have something to say.
You're supposed to bargain for a luxury.
He has something to say about prostitutes.
About the
he
production process.
He can say that and then jump to the next one as well. Do you think people should bargain for prostitutes? I think you should be able to bargain. Come on, Ithriso now 250. What will you do?
Of course,
do you bargain for
Well, I don't do prostitutes first of all, so I can't answer that question.
I mean,
you can answer the question even if you don't do
because you have a very strong opinion on the matter, but like the kind of opinion that only comes with years of experience. But like,
especially the 50 bob.
I think for me it's about where ishia go to familiar grounds. No. Usiende kushop kafo.
If you like cake,
kama wewe ni msewa wa kioski ya kijani.
If you like cake, don't go to Milan.
Nivo do see it.
Right. That's a very subtle answer. I like that.
Okay, so
because you see, ukienda hiyo place umesema utakuwa na a lot of lessons for yourself because me learn. You know, I'm sorry.
No,
guys.
fuck off. Yeah. Anyway, the writing process. Please tell us more about the writing process.
So we've already written the first draft. We've conceptualized. We've done the storyboarding. We've written. So the next level after writing is to do peer review. Okay? Ramsey is a writer.
Let's just quickly run through it.
Okay, it sounds like him saying tunafanya peer review.
Ramsey is a writer.
What we were done.
Like
John is a writer. I'm a writer. So nashare kazi yangu now. Tunaipitia. Wananiambia change this, change that. Maybe within a week nafanya nini? Nabadilisha. Then I take it to my intended audience. Kama ni cast yangu ama ni film set yangu, whatever. We shoot it.
And then shooting or rehearsing in the case of a play. And you also organize for the venue, especially for plays. You know, production process for
is that
plays
the next
is a
step?
bit more elaborate.
We can't afford to go on too many tangents, so we're on the peer review process, then the location.
Then rehearsals, but also while we're doing rehearsals, there are two things, you know, at least I know this from experience. You need to organize for a venue, you need to organize for marketing.
Oh, yeah. Now that you've already written and it's been accepted, it means it has to be showcased eventually. So now for it to be showcased, you have to work on the venue, very critical, and the people who are actually coming to watch it. So there's venue, which has to be very strategic in how you pick it, and then there's the audience.
You mostly do your plays at the Kenya National Theatre.
Yeah, tell us about some of the plays that are upcoming so that people can come and attend.
All right,
the
so
charges.
I just did 12 Angry Jurors, which Ramsey and Cheryl are part of the audience. 12 Angry Jurors was an adaptation
of the famous movie.
Yes, the famous movie by Reginald Rose, written in 1957.
Check it out at your local movies shop.
Yes.
Movies with a Z.
Or just go watch the play, but you missed it, so fuck you.
So,
I'm talking about the original.
One of the ways of looking for content is either writing, adapting, or buying. So I can either write my own script, adapt a script, or buy a script from someone else and showcase it. So
I can relate with adapting because while I was acting back in campus, we mostly did classics, like George Bernard Shaw,
yes,
Oscar Wilde.
adapting
We just
and
adapted
adapting.
into situations, a lot of that. Go on.
So give me my time frame and what I'm supposed to cover because I have so much.
Oh yeah, just tell us about
Just
the
go
upcoming
with it.
shows. No,
Yeah.
tell us about the upcoming shows and then the venue, maybe times, like showing times.
Okay,
and
so
the charges.
we've got a February show. It's going to be happening at the Kenya National Theatre, Ukumbi Mdogo, just the same place you had 12 Angry Jurors. The pricing is the same, 1,000 bob for one, 1,800 for two, and 4,000 for five. That's in advance. At the gate, 1,500 for one, and 2,500 for
No,
two.
wait.
But wait, I just want to tell people about, if you've never watched the play, for me, I'm not that big. I was never really deep into it. But then Ramsey took me to the Kenya National Theatre. It was actually one of Raina's plays. And I was very fascinated. It's like watching a movie or a series live. It's very interesting. Like, if you think, it's a play, that's not my thing. Check it out. Try it out one time, and then you'll like it.
Before we leave this, I still feel like we still haven't exhausted Raina's production process. So you do the venue where you have to find a strategic venue. Some of the venues around are like the Alliance Française, the Kenya National Theatre. I think there's
Française.
Française.
People always say Française. Put the Z.
Française.
Yes.
Okay. The Kenya National Theatre, Sarkasi, and a bunch of others. What are some of the factors that go into choosing the venue?
The main factor is centrality and accessibility. That's what we look at.
People can get there easily.
Most of the productions would actually prefer to hold a show instead of doing it in the wrong venue. So you'd rather do a show in April than February.
And that's usually because a lot of these major theatres are usually booked for so many months ahead.
Yes.
Right.
Than actually do a show in February at a bad venue, bad quote unquote.
Right.
Because Kenya National Theatre is very central and very convenient. There's parking,
right
there's
there opposite the
accessibility.
Norfolk.
There's cocktails for
Yes.
you alcoholics.
Yes. But you see, you can actually decide to say, my audience wants shows and K&T is not available, so let me try and take it to
It's a bad financial decision.
Phoenix Theatre, Professional
Oh,
Center.
Braeburn. There's a lot of them that happen in Braeburn.
Utaenda utaanguka mtihani mbaya mbovu. Just
And
keep,
those are the cost because Braeburn is pretty expensive.
keep it at the Kenya National Theatre. If you ever want to succeed in the Kenyan theatre space, keep it at the Kenya National Theatre.
We don't have too much time, but I want us to talk about, or just briefly mention, who are some of the guys, Ramsey mentioned Aziad, who are some of the people that started off in theatre, but then now they become big names in Kenyan acting space?
I guess that he knows personally.
Just in general.
Aziad is number one. Aziad mtoto
I
wetu.
think both Raina and I have shared a stage with Aziz, so or at least worked with her in some capacity.
Yes, Ramsey, and it's good that you brought
It's
it
like
up
a personal thing.
because Aziad mtoto.
But even outside of your spheres, yeah? So,
Aziad mtoto mdogo by the amekuja akapata Ramsey and I tuko already doing our thing. She was just fresh from high school.
I feel like that's more of a diss for us than for Aziad.
No,
Because it means like she found us.
it's not really trying to diss
graduates,
anybody.
and then left us behind. Fucking like okay, sorry, but you meant to greater things, but okay.
No one is dissing anyone.
So,
Yeah, no, he's not really
popular-
dissing. He's not really
popular
dissing anyone.
thought.
Yeah.
Like it's like a self-owned. That's what I'm saying.
Stating facts, Aziad cleared high school I think in 2017. Akatujo in 2018. Hearts of Art.
You must be very young.
Went on to do a show with Ramsey in 2019 before she her career broke out in 2020.
She finished high school in 2018. How young is this girl?
Then there's Nyokafi Macharia.
23 now.
Nyokafi Macharia.
I'm old.
Nyokafi Macharia.
Nyokafi Macharia. What has she acted in?
She's acted in Country Queen.
Country Queen. Oh wow, that's in the international one from Netflix.
Yes, I forget the role she.
Feedback. There you go.
What was that?
It's feedback from the mic because you touched it.
Sorry.
Alright.
Nyokafi Macharia. I forget the role she played in Country Queen.
But she was in it.
Yes, she was in it. She was on the issue ya Maisha Magicist. Ilikuwa inaitwaje My Empress. She was there.
Something like that. Yeah.
So Nyokafi Macharia, we went to high school together.
But did she ever perform at the Kenya National Theatre?
Yes, she did.
Oh, okay.
She did Tinga Tinga Tales.
Actor worth their salt has performed at the National Theatre.
She did Tinga Tinga Tales at the National Theatre.
Rite of passage.
Right now, she's so big. Any TV show that comes up, she has to either be there or part of it. You know,
in some way.
Yes.
Right. Even if she's just dating the casting
Aziad,
director.
Nyokafi Macharia.
So if you guys are on the outside like myself, you kind of see that there's a bit of like a clique with acting, which is quite interesting. Like there's a who's who.
A hippie orgy. Anyway,
before we forget, we need to get into the meme review at some point.
Yeah, one more.
Right.
One more. Reina,
one more show.
What's some of the challenges you face marketing a show? Because like that's where a lot of the financial burden is, right? Because marketed, you get like pre-ticket sales, of course the tickets at the gate and whatnot. Like, what are some of the challenges you face in marketing a show so you can get those numbers?
Number one, relying on organic sales. You know, like the team members are the ones who are actually going to bring you the sales.
Yeah, I've noticed actually. Because they'll be texting you at a random time, like, "Hey, I've never gotten a call from this guy." Texting me. But they're trying to sell a show.
Hey, bro, how are you? It's like, wow, you care about me. So I have a show. Like, fuck, that was what it was all about.
So that's what happens. The main challenge is relying on organic sales, and I wish we could actually bypass that and have another way of doing the marketing. Either if somebody's going to plug into the marketing or whatever it is, because right now what happens is you're a cast of 10 in a play. You 10 people are the ones who are actually charged with the responsibility of selling the show.
And they paid a commission, right?
Yes.
More tickets you sell.
Yes. If that show doesn't sell, it means these 10 people are whack.
Right.
They're charlatans, they don't know their job. If
So
that
to
show,
be an actor, you should also be a salesperson.
Right.
if that show does very well, it means those 10 guys wanafaa wapewe issue ingine mazeni wabaye.
I think a show that would do really well, and you can tell me if you're already working on one. Like, imagine, I'm sure there's going to be
He's
a few.
about to do a segue.
There's a show about Pastor Mackenzie.
I knew it! There's the segue, guys.
No, but I mean, that would be
There it is.
interesting. Like, you guys should make one recently, because he recently was in
And
the
we
news.
are official in the next topic.
Because he was recently in the news because he's been found guilty. Guilty, guys, but not guilty of what you think. He's been found guilty of possession and distributing films without a valid filming license. Like your local movies, guys. Movies with a Z. That should be. I mean, it's like.
Let's analyze this for a quick moment.
Let's analyze it, yeah?
For those who aren't familiar with Pastor Mackenzie, may have forgotten,
Or if you're watching from Belize.
or you're living under a rock.
In Belize.
Pastor Mackenzie recently was involved in a scandal where he was like, this
a
pastor
cult leader.
convinced a bunch, yeah, exactly, because a bunch of people to starve themselves to death.
190 people, I believe.
Exactly, in the coast of Kenya.
And the body count is
right?
still
And
going.
he was arrested, after the thing, like became viral and all of that. And so a lot of people have been expecting him to get a really harsh sentence because who manipulates people into doing that? But what
sure
he's
there's a
ended
lot
up
of laws
with is
against
he's been charged with sharing
Illegal
entertainment
films.
material illegally.
Like, that's the only count they found him guilty of.
And I guess the argument or the angle that Trevor is looking for here is that because there's literally no crime he's committed, if a bunch of people voluntarily starve themselves to death, regardless of whatever he told them. So,
But there's got to be a rule against that. There's got to be a law against that.
that's the things. Like, if there were, wouldn't he have been charged for
So
it?
it's a failure in the Kenyan legal system then. Because there's no definition of a crime like that.
It does also raise another point of debate here. You could look at it as a failure in the legal system, to cover cult leaders and whatnot.
Exactly.
But you could also look at it from another angle, which is that if I come and I convince you to jump off a cliff, do you at least share the blame in that you were so gullible that you killed yourself? You literally ended your fucking life off of the suggestion of another person. How much blame are you supposed to take?
It's arguable because human beings are social creatures. We learn from each other, right? So if, let's say, if I'm coming from this place and I tell you, oh, that's the place to be, you just jump. Don't worry about what you see. If it's a cliff, nah, it's just a mirage. You go and jump. You wouldn't be wrong to go and at least test
first of all, like here's the thing. It's like if you commit suicide, not attempt suicide, commit it, and someone says,
I'm gone though.
Yeah, exactly. Right. This is the point. It's like that's what the guys who starved themselves to death did. They're gone. We have no witnesses on that account, unless we have survivors. But like,
he's actually just suspected to have done it. Yeah. But
and no someone comes and then says that Jean hanged himself because Ramsey convinced him to hang himself. What crime am I going to be charged with?
Incitement.
Incitement to what? Incitement of violence is a crime, but it's
murder.
Not murder. It's suicide.
Well, you could be charged with complicity to commit murder. Because killing yourself is murdering yourself.
No, murder and suicide are two different things. Let's get that right. Murder is when you kill someone else. Suicide is when you kill yourself. You can't call a suicide a murder.
I'm just trying to find loopholes.
That's the point, is that there are no laws defining whatever the hell he did. But also, on a certain level, like logically, philosophically, morally, whatever the fuck you want to call it, there must be some level of blame to be taken by the person who takes it. And this is a really unpopular opinion. But it's like, if you kill yourself because someone incited you to do it, what crime can they be charged with? Like, what about you that killed yourself? Like, you're gullible. You know, it's like, you go to court and they say ignorance is no defense, right? So what about gullibility? Does gullibility automatically mean that whoever takes advantage of it is a criminal? I mean, possibly, yeah, but we don't have laws for that. But also, let's think about it.
So Ramsey here, inciting, does inciting mean, hey, you or but
what is that?
That's what.
What is that to be a woman?
I just want to get it clear.
Or a QC man.
Between that and I have actually taken you through so much, and you feel like because of this guy, I'm actually going to get myself out of the way. So does incitement refer to the latter, rather the former, or the latter?
Well, that's the question. I would say I don't know the answer, but I will respond with a different question, right? We know that a lot of terrorists are inducted into terrorism through radicalization. The Al-Shabaab, the Al-Qaeda, it's like they go to a mosque, the imam radicalizes them and whatnot.
Even the cases of Sungu and Chinkororo.
What are they radicalizing people about?
No, they do this radicalizing.
Speaking loudly.
Wait, what? If this is one of your funny jokes, it has gone over my head.
No, Ramsey, it's not a joke, it's a fact, you know. Radicalization, we only talk about Al-Shabaab and
Islamist groups.
ISIS, you know. But you see,
Tukocoke,
even locally, yeah.
Sounds like a Bushman tribe.
No, yes, it's a Bushman thing. So if
locally, just call the Kisses Bushman.
No, I didn't say that. That's you.
If locally we've got Kisses in their own local wars they're fighting, then there's a micro climate or come on.
Sorry, just more feedback.
There's a microclimate.
A micro-kissism.
Yes, there is a microclimate of that. And if Chinkororo and Sungu is...
It's like some clans of the
yes.
Would you be intimidated if you hear the Sungu are coming?
Yeah, I would.
Sometimes I think
the naming of tribes.
Some headhunters.
Intended to strike fear into the hearts of enemies.
It's like some headhunter tribe.
Yeah, but anyway, go on.
So...
It's a microclimate of what?
My point, it's a microclimate of the radicalization. But radicalization is not only international, it can get as local as possible.
Or like Mungiki.
Wait.
Yes, even Mungiki.
Here's the thing. Radicalization is illegal, right?
No, it's not. That was my point. If you have the Al-Shabaab, the Al-Qaeda,
calm down,
right? And they become terrorists because they were radicalized. If ever these guys are tried in court, you know, because, you know, somehow they were fucking lucky not to get killed first by the army, they're not going to be charged with radicalization. They're going to be charged with so many other things, terrorism, owning weapons illegally, a bunch of stuff. But nobody ever charges someone for radicalizing someone else. I don't know if that is in the laws of Kenya.
If there's any lawyers in the audience or in the comments, let us know, because that's actually quite a gray area that they should.
That's the thing. And that's the crux of this issue. Was like Pastor Mackenzie has been charged with a crime in court, but it's not the one people expected him to be charged with. But also, there's no law covering that, so it's one of those situations where we're held by the balls. Like, everybody hates this guy.
We're held by the
Mackenzies. Yeah, everybody hates this guy, granted, but given the laws of the land, we really can't charge him for the thing we hate him for. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of like, I don't know, like if you made prostitution legal,
I think there's something,
everybody would hate a certain prostitute, but you can't charge her for prostitution. It's the thing.
But there's something, I think there's a clause about religion in the constitution that could net Mackenzie.
I think so too.
What
I don't know what it is particularly, but I think there's something about religion.
What is the gist of it? What's the gist of it? Because I think there is something. I know it faintly, but I don't know. It sounds like
the gist of it is misrepresenting the religious ideals or something,
right,
and taking advantage of one or two things. There's something, Ramsey. I'm sure there's something.
I'd love to hear that.
Okay, let's say, for example, Mackenzie was he did his time or whatever. He paid his fine for the movies thing, and then he's released. What do you think his life would be like if he was like released back into the public?
I think he'd just gain a following again. Honestly,
I think he would be killed or something.
I don't think he'd be a pariah. I don't think so.
I think he'd probably.
I think if he was released, because there are a lot of ardent followers of Mackenzie and his ideas, he would just regain.
To this day?
Of course. Even during the time when he was radicalizing people, he had ardent followers, despite a lot of people looking at him like he was some kind of fucking idiot.
Ali Waramba.
Even now, I'm sure he has a lot of followers. A lot of people actually still support Mackenzie despite him, being embroiled in a court case. That's the thing about being a
celebrity or a cult leader.
Exactly. I think he would regain a following. I mean, I don't know. What else would he do? Would he be a woodworker? Would he be a fucking high school teacher? He's just going to go back right into being a pastor.
I think he would probably flee the country. Because imagine going back to where he was. Because that's all he knows, right? He's grown up there. It's kind of weird if you think about it. Like, his whole life accumulated... what is the word? Climaxed. And that was the crescendo.
The rise and fall.
Imagine going to school.
Kama amekuwa akikuwa charged sana akienda court, inamaanisha amekuwa na Mackenzie mingi. Sorry.
Let's go to the memes. On that note, Jean, you want to go first?
Yeah, you want to see mine or should I see yours? What the fuck? That sounds good. Let's not say that ever again. Let's never say that again.
Let me see your memes.
Sorry, guys.
Let's be specific about what of yours I'm seeing. Okay, I'm gonna have this here so Raina can see it. What the hell is wrong with the volume button?
No, wait, the first one is not a video.
I mean, you told me to start from the top, but I'm just starting from the bottom. There's no difference.
From the top.
You told me the last 5 things you sent yourself, right?
Oh, you started from the
So I'm started from the latest one.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, okay, well, let's start with the meme. Okay, let's start with the one in the start. It's like, when you don't bust for a few days to save it all for her skin routine. Wait. I'd love to hear your opinion.
Well, I mean,
or at least the opinions of any member of the audience. It's like, does sperm really help with your skin routine?
Let me tell you about some of the strangest things you have in skin routines. And I wanted to buy one, actually, because I'm big on skin. I used to be a skincare ambassador for a certain period of time. So there's this one called mucin. It's a snail extract that you use to, it's like an anti-aging formula. Snail extract. And it's sold at like 4K for like a small bottle.
It's amazing how
if you package it right,
how large the industry for skincare is.
So probably there's one for
you see now pole sana.
Because near snail. But
what if there's something for cum?
On that same note, I'm really curious about whether there's scientific evidence that sperm helps with like your skin.
Okay, has anyone here heard of a myth that sperm helps with skin? Is there a thing like that?
I don't think they would admit it, but okay.
It's just a general question. Though.
Well, the audience guys
skincare routine.
Can put it in the comment section. Oh, this is so cool. Imagine doing all of this just for her to say no. Oh shit, that's Spider-Man.
It's a big drop.
Oh wow. This is gonna be a really grand proposal.
But I have a question, like,
that's really grand.
where did this idea come from that proposals have to be grand? So in the video, there's this like, okay, you will see it in the overlay, but this guy does this whole dramatic Spider-Man proposal. Like, who came up with the idea?
I actually have a very intellectual explanation for that. Have you ever heard of the concept of a Zahavian signal?
No, but I'm going to.
That's good. So, the Zahavian signal is based on the idea that for a signal to be honest, it must be costly. You see it all the time in the animal kingdom. Like, animals do these elaborate displays, dances and whatnot to get the female's attention because they need to stand out. For men, it might be buying a Ferrari. Because if you think about it, a Ferrari is a pretty impractical thing to buy. It can't travel on most roads. The fuel costs and maintenance.
And you're never going to drive it that fast.
But if you do have it, it does tell women that you have money. You know, say for example, if you buy a 18-wheeler truck, right? I mean, it's probably more expensive than a Ferrari, but it's not the kind of signal that explains costliness because a Ferrari is useless, and it's precisely because of it's useless that it's costly.
It's like rappers and their big chains. Yeah. Their chains are so impractical.
Same concept with engagement rings. You're told that when you're proposing, the engagement ring should be like about a quarter of your salary.
It's a third usually. No, it's 3 months.
3 months is a quarter of your yearly salary because 12 months in a year. Exactly. It's 25% of your salary. So for you to sacrifice 25% of your yearly salary, this is a communication to the woman that you love her genuinely. And therefore, a grand proposal is the same concept as a Zahavian signal. From a woman's perspective, when a man does a grander proposal and all the other suitors she has, it does signal his honesty. That's why men do so many dangerous and quite frankly
stupid, simpy,
exactly things to get the attention of women because they have to. It's literally the same shit animals do in the animal kingdom.
Right.
That's the academic explanation.
Nice. That's an interesting.
Okay. What's this? This is literally going to be about a woman washing the phone in the sink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few of these. The worst version I saw was in an Indian movie, right? It's like a maid, and then like Indian movies have this weird slow motion thing going on. It's like she's washing his laptop.
You slap someone 3 times in one. It's like a 3-in-1 slap. It's like
I don't know why Indian movies love that. Who told them slow motion is such a good
and repeating an action 3 times with different angles. Like imagine how much work it took to shoot that.
I know, right? Racha.
You have to do. You actually have to do it 4 times because this.
Do you have coffee? Yeah, I think I know why that happened because say walikuwa wanafanya the bare minimum.
The bare minimum.
Sorry.
What's the English word for kiherehere?
Kiherehere. Oh,
I've told you that joke before, haven't I? Anyway, matching t-shirts, man and woman. The man's wearing a t-shirt with
I come in peace.
And the woman's wearing a t-shirt saying, I'm peace.
So ladies, be his peace. Let him come.
Let him come in you. Okay. It's a good directive. It's a good directive for relationships.
Be his peace. Hashtag.
Yeah.
I think you're way more excited about that.
He's gonna use it at a dinner party.
No, it's a good one, man.
He's gonna use it at a dinner party.
It's a good one, man.
The best way to crack that joke is literally just to wear the t-shirts. It's one of those visual jokes.
Here's advice.
When your granny does weird stuff in front of your friends.
That one caught me off guard.
Granny is this?
That caught me off guard.
Wait, this is so unrealistic. No one's granny does this.
Who knows?
No one. I didn't know. No one. Like, grannies aren't even this big.
Grannies are getting younger nowadays.
Well, I've seen that. I've seen like a 40-year-old granny or like a 35-year-old. It's like if you're a teenage mother and your daughter is a teenage mother. You could be a granny at 30.
16 and pregnant.
16 and pregnant, then your daughter gets
20 and granny.
pregnant at 16 while you're a granny at 32. It's workable.
It's crazy.
But for conventional grannies, this is
I
so
mean, like,
realistic.
if you take it to the extreme, like women can get pregnant. I mean, girls can get pregnant at 14. So you could be 28
the
and be a
youngest
granny.
recorded pregnancy
10, I
is 9 years.
Jesus Christ.
9 years.
You could be 18 and a grandmother. What the fuck?
Imagine having a child at 9 and then he.
It's like Inception, a child coming out of a child.
Exactly.
It's weird.
At 9, I don't think you could even.
Wait, that
raise
wasn't the last
child.
one.
Yeah, that was the last.
Oh, that was the last one. Good.
Yeah. Do I have one? My favorite one, honestly, is this one. It's like a spoof of Kenyan Methalis. That's my favorite one. It's like
Wait, is it a video or what?
No, it's not a video. It's just a meme. So it's like it's this. You guys can have a look at it. So apart from Uspozimaufa utajenga ukuta. What other Kenyan proverbs do you know?
Let me see.
It's like Subaru vutanjeri, haga na haga.
Jaza mumama.
No, haga na haga, hubamba wababa.
Even Ujaza mumama could work though.
Dem petits ni mechi legit.
Rafiki akupendaye ndiye akupeaye.
Rafiki mtoto alewavyo ndio akulwavyo. I love the spoofs of Kenyan Methalis based off of that. I'm like, wow, we could actually start a whole Kenyan street Methali dictionary. This is like a Kamusi or Methali. There should be Kamusi or Methalis are streets based off of that.
I like them petit ni machi legit. That was nice.
Is that true though?
Well, I think haga na haga hujaza.
What's your opinion on petite girls versus thick girls?
Let me just say this. Personally, I prefer petite girls. It's not like I have a strict requirement, but then I usually say, I mean, the ideal is under 60 kilos. If you're like 55, they're about chef's kiss.
What if she just has really good bone structure?
That means it's small. Like if she has a good bone structure.
Bones are heavy, man.
I mean, you can make exceptions, of course.
Okay, there's this other one, right? So, just click on this one with the goat.
Let's see how many goats. Oh, I thought this was a selfie.
Well,
the goat, yeah? Because I'm a goat too. Alright, Super A 14. But your boy doesn't have a boobie. I like the fact that he responded to that. Did he squeeze him or something?
I don't know. You've never done that where you just start.
I've never done that with a goat.
Like a cat and then watch it meow. It's like, yeah, that's a perfect response.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
Yeah, you can show Reina.
I'm trying to.
I think that's like something everybody should send to their girlfriends. If anyone ever touches your booty out this,
you know what you should do with your booty? You should wrap it up.
Fuck off.
The same way we're about to do with this.
What are you, a child? Do you need diapers? Why would you wrap up your booty? Unless you're an ass molecule.
You're pure ass molecule.
You're adult diapers.
70% ass, 30% human. Guys, this has been an extra fun show.
It's been so mellow. I love it. I think it might be the Tuscandimo.
It might be the jungle cake.
The jungle cake.
It might be Reina's awesome personality or his awesome puns.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any cool puns, put them in the comments. And
Hapana Kazia.
Hapana Kazia Haga. So cheers, guys. This has been Jean.
Imagine a girl called Kezia.
And then the last name is
Kezia.
And then the last name is Haggai.
My name is Kezia Haga.
Mono Kezia Mimi Haga. It's a Somali asking questions.
And this has been Ramsey. And this has been
Rainer.
And it's been an awesome episode. See you guys later.
Cheers. Have fun.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe.